Hello, Cancer. Welcome to your August 2024 reading. My name is Nigel and you have found Alchemy. Okay, let's get started. I guess we'll go left to right. You do have angelic help here, and I like that. I honestly like that for anybody. There's not a lot of people that draw this card. I really like that you did. It says this is the time to trust in the universe and know you will be provided for. It says that there could be a career blessing lining up for you. And it says to pay attention to the signs your angels send during this time. Angelic help can mean anything. It can mean the universe at large. It can mean your ancestors, God, angels in general. Whatever it is you pray to and have belief in, look for signs from that source. You did pull Chiron, and honestly, not a lot of signs pull this either. That said, probably next month 3 people will pull them. That's what usually happens. But honestly, truly, most people do not pull this, okay? Chiron is a master number 11. It is the story of our scars. So it is rare. It is rare, right? It's a master number. It might be a month of very strong intuition for you. Old wounds may be pretty significant somehow. It is a card of teaching. It's a card of mystery. It's telling us basically to don't blame your past. Don't blame past wounds for your actions today, right? Instead, put it to use. It's a paradox, right? It's a paradox between being wounded and being healed. So it's telling us to use our painful experiences as a beacon of light for others, right? Use it to create instead of destroying. But it is a card that heralds old wounds. The story of our scar. Now, right next to it, there is the card of the parent, right? This may have been scars from your childhood, Cancer, for sure from a parent. You may be a parent and you may be watching your child grow, and in many ways, even though your child isn't going through what you went through, you might be reliving certain things because of the child's age or because you are now a parent. But this is definitely, and you have angelic help. So this sort of all fits in. You're being guided to perhaps look at something. I know it's difficult to always look at something painful, but that's how we learn. You do have, right next to this, you have the card of Moon Dance. And, you know, the Moon Dance card is a balancing act, right? She's on a high wire. So it's telling us to maybe change our perspective. Right? Getting out of our comfort zone, rising above something maybe. Rising above something. Now, overarching your whole month, you do have the 3 of Wands. That is, let me get my little pointer. Or one of them anyway. You do have here the 3 of Wands, right? The 3 of Wands is Aries energy. It's momentum. It's confidence. It's sort of proactive planning, expansion. It could be broadening your own world view, your own horizons, looking at things from a different perspective, perhaps. That sort of blends in with that. Let me see if I could put this somewhere. There we go. You do have, and you know, these cards really match up with one another, and I'm really glad I did the shuffling and, you know, the laying out on camera. If you ever want to slow that down, you use that gear shift and you could really slow it down and see that they flip out by themselves. You do have heal the ouch. And man, that just goes with it, right? It does tell us forgiveness is the healer of the soul. And it is an indication of old wounds being healed. The healing process sometimes can be painful, Cancer. You have boss fix, and you know, on a totally different note, it says your hard work will be paying off. Expect a promotion at work or the start of a great business. This is really good, and it sort of goes with the Three of Wands, right? There's some good news coming in here. You're either going to you're working on something and your hard work will suddenly pay off. You might get that promotion. You might get a great idea about something. You might get, it does say favor from a boss. So if you actually work for someone instead of yourself, you might be suddenly, you find yourself in this person's favor. You have Isis. And your Isis is your archetype of the month, and she is the Egyptian goddess of magic, love. It's a great omen for any type of manifestation energy, be it love or something else. You have here reconciliation. It says someone from your past will be returning into your life. It is in reverse, but you do have the power to manifest this if this is what you want. You have the manifestation card in your love pile, and you have this might be a choice for you. If you want someone back, you can manifest them quite easily. I think overall, with this, especially with this card, I always look at this card like it's a manifestation card. You have the acute ability to manifest this month, whether it's healing from the past, an old lover coming back, a new lover coming in, or luck at work. You have a lot of cards of manifestation and help, so you can easily manifest whatever you want if you direct your energy in the direction of your desire. You have the card of Venus. I mean, you know, look at Venus. Venus is the planet of love, money. It's great for these things, right? And it's also rooted in self-worth. It rules Libra and Taurus. Venus transits, let me see if I can get this right. I know Venus transits Leo, or it is transiting Leo. It started in July. And it's going to be that way until August 5th or 4th. So as you listen to this, it's possibly Venus is in Leo. And it's great for creative energy, great for attracting the love that you want, attracting the money that you want, attracting the wishes that you want. It's affecting you in your second house of creativity, making money, manifesting things. It all sort of blends together. Venus also transits Virgo, right? I think August 5th. And that is like a progressive trend on your professional front, right? An increase in money. I mean, there are things on this table that just scream success, manifestation, but you have to sort of direct your energy in whatever it is, whatever your desires are, right? There is something about old wounds being reopened a little bit this month. Definitely, Chiron is definitely a strong indication of that. Let's look at your month. We're going to move through your month, look at your blessings and your warnings, and then we'll go back, we'll clarify everything, and then we will dip into next month. But starting at your month here, you do have, the 8 of Pentacles, and I really like that, right? That's mastery, tasks being accomplished. Unwavering attention, like dedication, right? So you are dedicated to something. You're really thinking about something, acting on it. You're working towards it. Now you do have, this gives birth to the 2 of Wands, right? And the 2 of Wands could be fear of the unknown. Maybe you achieve some level of success, or you achieve some stride and some momentum. And maybe you're not planning enough. Maybe you're working too much and not planning enough. The 2 of Wands is a card of planning. Maybe you're overanalyzing things and trying to play it safe. It does give birth to the Hierophant. The Hierophant can be stuck. It's Taurus energy. The Hierophant can be stuck in a certain way of doing things, a certain way of thinking about something. This could be a sort of guidance that you may be doing that. Then again, it is a formal doctrine. You could be reaching out when you hit this tiny bump. You could be reaching out, trying to follow a formal process, meaning some certification, some education, something that is formal study. It could be something as simple as you studying something online more in depth. It could be something as big as you going back to school, right? The Hierophant also denotes commitment. You could be very committed to this. You could be very committed. You could be very committed to another human being during this time. But this really does, for many, many of you, look work related. Let's look at these two cards before those. You do have mid-month, right? You have the Lovers. And, the Lovers is Gemini energy, but, it's love, harmony, choices. More than that, if it is between two people, it is raw honesty. This could be raw honesty between you and someone else, raw honesty between two parts of your own mind. It could be a choice between two different things or two different people or two different paths. You have centering your whole month. This is the card that centers your whole month, the card that all the other cards revolve around. You have the Empress. That's a beautiful card to center your month. Now, when you look at the Empress coupled with this Three of Wands, right? First thing you notice probably is that they're both number 3s. It is a card of change, right? It stands for creation. I'm just trying to simplify it so I'm not sitting here for God knows how long explaining this. Number 3s stand for creation. And, if you look at the Empress, there is nothing more creative than that. You are creating something. You're birthing something into existence. There's a lot of major arcana here in your month. Now, this energy gives birth to these two cards that fell out together. You have the Four of Swords in reverse. And the Four of Swords is some sort of recovery, awakening, a recovery and awakening. And it fell out with the Ten of Swords in reverse. And this is someone who has survived something, healing, right? A lesson that has been learned, rising above some sort of pain. That sort of goes with what I was saying at the beginning of the reading, Cancer, with Chiron. There's something that's sort of rearing its head in your heart, in your mind, in your life, and you're kind of being forced to look at it and heal from it better. Like, how sometimes we're forced as children to heal from something quickly, and it doesn't mean that we're actually doing a good job because we don't know how. We're depending upon the people around us. Maybe you went through something like that, and now Chiron is here to say, okay, it's time to go back, and you're supposed to be your own parent here and really guide yourself through this correctly so we can put it away and, let it be a beacon perhaps for other people, but it's not going to drag you down anymore, right? You have... Now, all this energy gives birth to the King of Cups in reverse. This could be someone you're dealing with, for sure. It could be a manipulative person in your friend circle, your family, somebody that you're involved with. But honestly, this could be you. The King of Cups, male or female, is someone who is controlled by their emotions. They may even have thoughts of vengeance. Perhaps, well-deserved vengeance, but vengeance nonetheless. He's not feeling particularly forgiving, at least for that section, that part of the month. You do have the Four of Pentacles, and this is sort of a need to control or, a wish to start saving money. But I'm feeling the control thing, especially coming from this King of Cups energy. You may regain control over your emotions. You may lose it for a little while. We're all human. You may want more control over your emotions at one point. And what's fascinating is you have the Three of Wands in reverse. And I'm telling you, in my opinion, this is more like a light warning, right? Because you have what looks like a loss of your emotions controlling you, getting the better of you. Maybe you feeling like you want to get back at someone. Maybe they deserve it. You balancing or waffling between that feeling and the feeling of, okay, I'm going to regain control. I'm going to regain my composure. And then as a result, your Three of Wands gets turned around. So this is almost like the last leg of your month seems to be important. And it seems to be like the way you handle this, right? could turn this around. I mean, this is what's dictating your whole month, right? So I believe that the way you handle this and the way you do a deep dive on yourself this month is going to determine whether this, and to be honest with you, if it's not a huge warning, because the worst that can happen is that you'll have a delay. I mean, it's not, the end of the world tower. It really isn't. But I think that you need to do a deep dive on yourself. I think there's a lot of good things happening here, for sure. But I also think you can get ahead on a personal level, on a spiritual level, even on a financial level, if you deal with, there's some old energy here. I don't know whether you're being forced to be in someone's company, whether old memories are being dredged up. There's something going on that's creating a void where you need to go and look at where that void is coming from. Yeah. All right. Here in your warnings, you have a warning with the 8 of Swords, not to feel like this, not to go waffle back and forth to the point where you feel stuck. And wow. So you have the 3 of Wands twice. Excuse me, 3 times, right? In your warnings, didn't I say that could be a warning? It could be looked at as a warning. I do think that you're going to, the High Priestess, the Pisces energy depicted on this card, and is asking us not to ignore our intuition, not to ignore what's going on inside. A warning that this card can easily be turned around. There was warnings here, and it's pretty much all the warnings I already told you about. And it's not life-changing warnings to where if you fail this test, your life is... No, it's nothing like that. You'll just have a delay. That's all. It'll delay your progress, but it's not like you won't make progress. And I have to tell you, it looks like with this Empress and this Boss Fix and a few other cards, like this Manifestation card and this Venus card, I think you're going to manifest great things either way this month. But I do think that there's something from the past here that you're also going to be dealing with. And you have, in your blessings column, you have the 10 of Wands coming in sideways. So yes, this is stressful. But this coming in sideways tells me that it's a choice. You could either look at it like it's stressful for no reason, or you could look at it like it is the stress of growth. And you have justice here. You will receive your justice one way or the other here. And I do think in this deck, what I like about Lady Justice is she is not blindfolded. She sees very clearly. And, Libra energy, yes, but with the sword of truth in her hand, she sees things. Going from the High Priestess especially, she sees, she knows. Justice is hers. And maybe it is, instead of trying to sort of get revenge on someone, maybe you come to the realization that somehow you're going to get your justice another way. I do think healing is the best way for you, right? And you do, and this is another card of healing. And look at this. Look at all the major arcana here. You have the card of Sagittarius, right? Temperance. I absolutely love this for you. This is just a beautiful, beautiful energy. It's balance, it's purpose, it's alchemy. Right? It's blending, it's mixing, it's taking your time to ensure success. The blending together of 2 things, could be more, could be 2 or more things, to create something brand new that's even more valuable than either of those things. You're moving into a very healing energy this month. Let's look at, take half this deck. We'll look at the beginning of your month here. You do have you working hard, a little bump in the road somehow. You have be aware of self-delusion, and you also have arrow. It says you are on the right path regarding of some aspect of your life. So you might be deluding yourself, and deluding is a very strong word. It's really not the right word for this reading. You may be kidding yourself that you are completely healed from something from your past when you're not. That thing does stand in the way of certain aspects of growth and success in your life. So do look at this And for each Cancer, it's going to be different, right? So look at whatever wound Chiron is speaking of for you. And it does have something to do with the parent here. It just does, you know. But you are right on the road to success. Like I said, remember when I said before, you know, there's no doom and gloom here. If you fail to accomplish all these spiritual things this month, does that mean you're not going to succeed? No, you're on the right path no matter what, right? It's just whether you want the delay or not. You have here, I love that the Empress is the middle of your whole month. And it says danger, especially in money matters. You may feel that way. That may be a feeling. There may be some obstacle. There may be something, there was something about you clinging to some sort of comfort zone. And I think that you're worried. I think part of you is worried. Part of you, so you may be in help of, yeah, but you know what? I do think this hand is coming from your angelic help. And like I said, the angelic help, I think you just need to ask, right? Ask your angels, ask whoever it is you pray to. And if you don't pray, if you just believe in the law of attraction, ask the universe. But ask for help in some way here. I do think that you believe that there is danger in certain aspects of your life where there isn't. And I do think this is coming from a very old wound. And I don't think you can help it. I would be lying if I said I don't understand this, because I do. We all have that. It's whether we'd like to admit it or not. And I think Cancer being such an intuitive sign and such a self-actualizing sign, this actualization sign, I think that you know yourself. You're just much more aware than many people. It says temptation will test you. And I think the temptation here is exactly what I said. There is a temptation here to stall. There is a temptation to try to control something. There is a temptation to skip over something, to skip over some aspect that you're finding it difficult to look at and think about. Listen, it's coming up too strongly for me not to say it more than once. There is some healing that needs to be done. There's just no doubt. And please let me know in the comments, is it a parent? Because parent is very, very strong in this reading. You have mountain road. I like this. You're on the road to success no matter what. But look at that mountain. It's not easy, is it? It's not an easy road to success, but you are on between this arrow and this mountain road. You're on the right path. It's just not an easy one, right? It says December. And you know, Sagittarius here could be a December sign as well. So it looks like your blessings in this area really come to fruition in December. December is highly aspected. This is your blessings column. So something really nice is going to begin in August. And I do think it's going to continue to culminate, and it's going to completely sprout wings in December. Just mark my words. There is something going on that is going to take a little bit, but it is totally worth it. It's totally 100% worth it. Let me hold on one second. Okay, sorry about that. I always have dog issues when I'm reading. Okay, so we're going to peek into next month a little bit here. You do have the Page of Cups, and you might be, as you're moving from August to September, you might be keeping your feelings more to yourself. You might be internalizing some stuff and concentrating more on your money, your job, and that's okay. There's no warning here. It says you've had a lot of courage, and you may have had a lot of courage in your life. Now is the time to find confidence that stems from that courage, right? It says, find the confidence and courage to succeed, take chances, make mistakes. That's how you grow. You have a cycle that is coming to an end. And I do believe it's going to be when Mercury comes out of retrograde. You know, we're in retrograde the whole month of August. And you have your guardian here again. You have a guardian. Could be an angel. It could be a lost loved one. Could be your higher self. There is something guiding you, and you're going to feel it this month. You may have a lot of pets. You may love pets, right? I usually don't go that far into the deck, but I was really kind of drawn to do that. Let's see. You have pure nature. Pure nature. The pure nature, this is like look at the card. It's like a card of blooming, beauty, birthing something into existence. I mean, it's almost like a mother and a child too. There's a lot of strong parenting energy here on the table, and could be a wound that you're opening up to look at again, so you could sort of clean it out, or it could be you parenting, being a parent, and that really being a very strong healing energy for you. You have here Kali Ma. You have Kali Ma. And it's basically, I'm going to put it very briefly because this is just peeking into your next month. And this is walking away from what no longer serves you. If you look, it's very scorpionic, right? It is something dying so something else can be born. In back of her, the sun is rising. Absolutely. You may feel, at the end of the month, you may feel less than optimistic, but this is an indication that you should really just keep going. It does say settling, and it says your soul is telling you you're on the wrong path. There may be something in your life here. I don't think, listen, for some of you, it may be true, right? This may be, you're on the wrong path. Fine. It's just that I keep seeing all this great stuff with your money or starting a business or something good. And then it does say you're in a state of avoidance, right? There is something you're avoiding. And I said that you're avoiding thinking about it. You're avoiding, this state of avoidance gives birth to a choice. You're going to have a choice of whether you want to look at this straight on and deal with it, or put it off for a little while longer when you're in a better state of mind. But you're going to come to a breaking point at some point here, Cancer, and you're going to have no choice but to look at it. And here's the mortification card. Very closely related, Scorpio energy. Death. It's death. It's something has seen its due date. It's time to just move on from it. But in order to move on from it, you have to you really have to clean out that wound, Cancer. There's a wound here. There is definitely a wound here. Dipping into next month, you do have the Goblins card in reverse, and I like that for you. Goblins, usually, I look at it like it's Mercury retrograde, so there is something you're coming out of here in September. And you have the Chariot, which is Cancerian energy at its finest. Love that for you. Leaving the toxicity behind with the Devil energy, Capricorn energy, and, getting your footing again, feeling sort of a second breath of life. I like that. Leaving behind some sort of manipulation, immaturity, and trusting in your future. And yeah, you're going to make a judgment on this. There is going to be some sort of judgment made. You're coming into a period of time where you're going to look at this crossed energy and you're going to get rid of it. You're going to, wow, look at this. You're going to be on fire. Once you get past this healing, you need to get to the truth. You do. You need to get to the truth. There's a truth you don't want to look at. You don't want to look at it. Man, we all have those things. Doesn't matter how old you are. Let me see two. Two for Cancer, please. One more. Oh, you know what? I think I'm going to take all four. You have disharmony. Triggers. There is something triggering you this month. What you need is unity, transcendence, two things coming together. I think we talked about that somewhere in here. Yes, this is a form of self-care, Cancer. It is a form of self-care that you need. You may feel very guarded. You may feel very vulnerable this month. the type of thing that you really need to get through. You need to be kind to yourself. You need to seek out people who are kind to you. Avoid anybody that can be hurtful towards you during this time. You need kindness, you need empathy, you need love and nurturing. It does say oceans, and it says bravery. You will be brave. See how she's standing on the world? You're going to be brave. At the bottom of the deck here, we have animals again. You may have you may have animals, because it was right here. Right? You may have animals in your life that mean more to you than the average person. Maybe this is an indication that you need a pet if you don't have one. You are going to get through this. I'm sorry this was so specific, but it was a very specific reading for a very specific person. So if this wasn't your reading, please accept my apologies and definitely check your other placements. But I do feel these readings need to be posted, even though they may not appeal to, a large portion of Cancers. I love you, Cancer. Big hugs.